Oh my God.
30 ounces of urine. Go.
We finna hop right into the videos. Probably watch like 1 or 2 videos and then play some Ready or Not with my homie Hezzy. Y'all wasn't real niggas if y'all wasn't watching fucking, what is this, Fear Factor? With your siblings and your cousins at Granny crib. I ain't gonna lie, Fear Factor is one of them shows, nigga, you had to watch. Like 1,000 Ways to Die. It was just one of those shows that was a part of your mother childhood. There was no other way around it. You had to watch this shit. You want a real nigga if you wasn't.
Human endurance, fear, and curiosity. From survivalist challenges to reality dating shows, the 2000s ushered in a new unhinged era of unscripted TV.
What's the word, Chase?
Among the most extreme of these was Fear Factor, a program that made people eat bugs, get buried alive, leap off speeding trucks, and scream for dear life. All for the grand prize of 50 grand. That's it, 50k. But once Uncle Sam takes it—
I ain't gonna lie, you want to get me to do this shit. Why the fuck could I go on Deal or No Deal and win $1 million? Or I can go eat some cockroaches out, the fat bitch outside, her crackhead, I can eat fucking cockroaches on her ass crack. Y'all got me fucked up. Fear Factor was a fucking finesse. Fear Factor ain't shit but a finesse. They got you eating niggas fucking toe lint for $3. Come on, man. Hey, ass tweaking.
His contribution, the weekly contestants were left with 34 grand. This wasn't just reality television. It was adrenaline-soaked, trauma-fueled chaos broadcast directly.
This shit was not worth 50 bands, bro.
America. Although ultimately a huge success, it had
for
almighty trials and tribulations.
$50,000.
With the show constantly pushing the physical and ethical demands of what you can make people do for a small fortune and 5 minutes in the sun. To understand Fear Factor, you need to understand the early 2000s. This was peak Jackass era. Americans had decided that watching people suffer on TV was more fun than anything scripted, and networks were foaming.
See, Jackass was funny. Fear Factor was fucking disgusting. The only disgusting thing that I remember from Jackass is when they put Steve-O in a fucking, what you call that shit? Porta potty with shit in it. And launched that bitch. They would have had me fucked up. I ain't doing that shit. I don't give a fuck how much money I'm making.
Called Now or Neverland, Fear Factor was snapped up by NBC and Americanized into something way more intense and lawsuit prone. The premise was simple. 6 contestants, later pared down to 4, would face 3 escalating stunts, 2 physical and 1 gross out. Whoever completed them the fastest or didn't puke and quit won the money.
Like, gee, look at this shit. Look at that. Bro, they would have had me fucked up trying to sit me in this shit. Imagine that shit start crawling up your nose, bro. Niggas would have had to see me, bro.
And on June 11th, 2001, Fear Factor premiered. The response? Explosive. America was hooked. People couldn't believe what they were seeing. Tarantulas on faces, maggot milkshakes, submerged coffins, and yes, lots and lots of throwing up. For a while, it was the hottest thing on TV, and standing stoically in the middle of all of this lunacy was a man who had become synonymous with the show. Joe Rogan is now arguably one of the most famous people on the planet thanks to his wildly successful podcast. However, before he was Spotify's $100 million man, in the early 2000s, Joe was a relatively unknown comedian, sitcom actor, and part-time UFC commentator. Thanks to his work on news radio, NBC executives were willing to take a risk on Joe due to his sarcastic and unfiltered approach to the hosting role.
I got the gig was because I made fun of it. Like everybody else was trying to like be spooky. Like they're like, you know, fear is fear, a factor for you. And I came into this meeting, I was high as fuck. I came into this meeting and they were telling me what they wanted to do. One of the casting directors, guy Jeff from NBC, hooked up the meeting. He thought I would be a good fit for it because I was, you know.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Honestly, I forgot this Joe Rogan was the nigga that hosted that shit. I 1000% forgot that shit. This old ass nigga, I would have never remembered.
I'd just been on NBC for news radio. And I came into this meeting. I was like, what are you going to do? I'm like, you're going to sick dogs on people.
Bitch, this is not show.
I'm like, this is like a bit in an act.
Yeah.
Like, this is like a bit of like where it goes terribly wrong. You're going to make people eat animal dicks. You're going to sick dogs on people. You're going to throw people out.
For them. Nigga, they was in the... Yeah, so tonight, guys, we have dinner for you. You're gonna have bamboo testicles. You're gonna have deer asshole. We're gonna have, honestly, we're just gonna give you a piece of shit on a plate and tell you to eat that shit for $50,000. And there's a chance that you still won't fucking win. What? I'm not finna, what? Yeah, all right, buddy. That shit's so dead, bro.
The most insane idea for a television show I've ever heard. This is going to be canceled immediately.
I ain't gonna lie, bro, but it was smart as hell. The thought of doing this was smart as hell simply because, dog, nobody was doing shit like this. Like, you could go on TikTok and see some crazy shit like this just opening TikTok. But, dog, you would never see nobody ever doing this shit before fucking Fear Factor. Fear Factor had families, as far as I know, maybe my family was weird. Fear Factor dead ass had families doing dumbass challenges and shit, bro. We was dead ass playing Fear Factor in the fucking crib, just mixing up a whole bunch of random shit in the kitchen, bro. Just doing dumbass shit, dog. Dumbass shit.
When I used to host Fear Factor?
Over time, Rogan's persona became central to the Fear Factor brand. Joe didn't present Fear Factor, he lived it. He smirked when someone dry heaved, he poked fun at contestants' fragile egos, and wasn't afraid to call someone out if they chickened out. And because of that, viewers felt like they weren't just watching a game show, they were all in on the joke. In fact, Rogan said himself that the show was like a prank show disguised as a competition. His background in martial arts and comedy also lent credibility. He wasn't just a bystander, but someone who seemed as though they might attempt the challenges himself. From 2001 to 2004, Fear Factor ruled the airwaves, with at its peak routinely attracting 10 to 12 million viewers per episode. The show became such a cultural phenomenon that it even got parodied on
fucking Dave Chappelle
show. It pulled ratings, stirred controversy, and most importantly, it was cheap to make. Despite, or perhaps because of its popularity, Fear Factor was heavily criticised. Many media pundits viewed it as emblematic of cultural decline, a race to the bottom in entertainment. Parents groups and watchdog organisations objected to the content, especially the episodes involving graphical animal parts or bug consumption.
Oh my God. I'm not doing this shit. I ain't gonna lie to you, gang. I don't think you're gonna pay me any amount of money in the world to eat a live fucking bug this fucking big. I would be so fucking disgusted with myself, dog.
Animal rights groups also voiced concerns. While producers claimed insects animals used were treated humanely or already dead, many felt the show promoted animal cruelty. However, like many reality shows, Fear Factor eventually fell victim to oversaturation. NBC began airing themed seasons, couples, best friends, reality stars, to keep the formula fresh, but viewers began tired of the repetition. By 2006, the show's ratings had dipped significantly.
I ain't gonna lie, this is a show that you can't sit there and watch for years on years on years. It's not like a Family Guy or a fucking Grey's Anatomy or anything like that. This is one of them shows where you dead ass got a good 4-5 year stretch and you're done. Because there's only so much shit you could do. It's only so much shit you can make a motherfucker eat. It's only so many bugs you can make a motherfucker eat. Like, you can't, once a nigga drown and die, it's kind of like, it's over with for this show.
The contestants were becoming too self-aware. They weren't regular people anymore. They were fame-hungry maniacs trying to start influencer careers before Instagram even existed. In fact, it got so bad that season that Joe had to have a scrap with one of the contestants.
No TV host has ever shut down a conflict of like that fast.
Well, that guy they'd warned me about.
Oh, really?
He had a history of violence.
What's the word? Music?
He had done some violent things on some other reality
Dude,
shows. There was zero security. There was me and a bunch of random maniacs that were trying to eat bullshit.
No security is crazy.
And jump off buildings.
We don't need security.
And some of them were super sketchy. That guy maybe could have hit me. He was thinking about hitting me.
After 140 episodes, the network officially pulled the plug after 6 seasons. Ironically, the show's demise came not because it changed, but because it stayed too much the same.
Didn't they come out with like
found the stunts shocking and
Didn't they come out with another show like this? I can't think of the name of it, but it was another show that was practically the exact same as this one. I'm hoping that he talks about it because I don't think it was Fear Factor. It was like a sequel to Fear Factor, maybe. but I don't know.
Beating
I
shows
remember
like
watching some
Survivor
weird
and
shit with my
American
dad.
Idol evolved even faster, adapting to audiences' tastes more effectively. However, Joe had also grown increasingly wary of the show's demands and wasn't surprised by the decision or sad about the outcome, as it meant that it gave him the opportunity to return to stand-up comedy full-time.
I was on like season 5 of Fear Factor. I remember thinking, I don't know how much longer I can do this.
What was it about it that it was just too much, repetitive?
It was the same thing over and over again. We did 148 episodes. After a while, it's just like, Jesus Christ, how many animal dicks can you serve people? You know what?
Bro,
Again,
that's
very
what I just
fortunate. It was a
said.
great gig, plenty of money, and it was all good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I really think there was a revamp. Let me see. Let me look that shit up real quick. Fear Factor sequel. I know sequel ain't the word for it, but yeah, Fear Factor was being revived. Oh, so they got another Fear Factor coming out. Let me look up shows like Fear Factor. Because it was another show that I remember. Total Blackout. That's what the fuck it was. Total Blackout was really weird too. Like, them niggas was licking buttholes and sniffing ass and shit. They was really fucking weird too.
Because it gave
That's
me
what it was,
fucking
Total
money
Blackout.
too. It gave me the
It was
ability
funny,
to not
but-
worry about like having money in the bank. Because I don't have like extravagant tastes.
They
I'm
had
not
niggas
too
eating
ridiculous
ass on
with
TV,
money,
bro.
But I like feeling
one of
like
the
I don't
viral
have to-
videos that I seen on there was a nigga sniffing somebody's butt, like sniffing butt, bro. It was crazy.
worry. Like
Like,
as soon
what
as you
the
don't
fuck
have
is
to
wrong
worry
with
about
you?
it, okay, good. Don't think about that anymore. Now think about other things. So it really helped me there. And also the preposterousness of it was a boundless source of material.
Yeah.
5 years after its cancellation, NBC resurrected Fear Factor in 2011, hoping to capitalize
Okay,
on
yeah, okay, so I knew they
nostalgia and
brought
the
it back.
success of other revived franchises. Joe returned as host, now as a much more prominent public profile thanks to his stand-up, podcasting, and UFC work. Although returning now gave Joe fuck you money, he immediately regretted returning.
I came back, but I didn't have as much money back then, and also it was a lot more money than I got the first time. It was a big deal that it was going to come back, but I immediately regretted it. Like immediately, I was like, "Oh my god, I have a job again." I was just having children then. I have to make.
You have 18 years.
Yeah, I have to make a
Yeah.
lot of money, and then I was thinking like all the money I squirreled away from the original season of Fear Factor. That took care of my family for a long time, and it'll probably be okay. I felt like this overwhelming responsibility to squirrel away more money. But then once I started doing it, I was like, oh my god, this is a mistake.
The reboot featured upgraded production values and more cinematic challenges. Everything was bigger, faster, and louder. The
Y'all know
first
what this
few
shit remind me
episodes-
of now. Ain't gonna lie, it's a stretch, but this shit just reminds me of like all the shit that Mr. Beast be doing. Just not, as far as I know, I don't think I've watched any videos where they had to fucking eat somebody ass or, you know, eat a fucking Black Widow spider or some shit. You know, I don't think they had to do done with like eating and shit for real. Or it may have. Yeah. I mean, this has shit to do with eating, but this just reminds me of like a different version of fucking Mr. Beast.
drew
His
strong
weird-ass
ratings,
videos.
with the premiere attracting over 8 million viewers, a respectable number for the time. As the season continued, Joe became increasingly more concerned about the level of stunts that were being asked of the contestants.
The show had to get more and more extreme, and it was very dangerous. Like it was freaking me out. And so when we came
I
back,
feel like Mr. Beast is a bit more tame, but I ain't gonna lie, I think it's gonna get to the point where it's like insane like this shit. Like this shit is insane. I think it's gonna get to that point. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I don't see. Well, I mean, it's only so much this nigga can do. It's only so long before this nigga is not playing the super good guy anymore and he's playing entertainment. That's what it's gonna get to. I'll give you $1 billion if you shove this pool stick up his ass. That's what it's gonna get to. And hey, when it get to that, I ain't gonna lie, it's gonna be the end of Mr. Beast. Actually, nah, motherfuckers go fuck with that. He probably gonna get even more popular.
I felt uncomfortable.
He probably
with
gonna get
a lot
more
of the
popular.
shit. They know how to do it. Like these stunt guys are top of the food chain. But they were doing some sketchy shit. Like one of them, we had these people chained to a tree with bungee cords that were attached to a helicopter.
The human 8-ball is
And they had
crazy.
to figure out the right locks to unlock the bungee cord, that or the straps that keep them to the tree. And then as soon as they do, they undo the strap and they go fucking shooting out into space, into the center of this gigantic canyon, and they're bouncing underneath this helicopter. And I remember thinking, like, if we could do this 1,000 times, one of them, someone's gonna die.
Of course.
One of them, someone's gonna die, and it might be the next one.
But it never happened.
Yeah.
We got lucky, dude. I really feel like we got lucky.
I feel like that was one of the big things. I feel like that's one of the big things with like Mr. B shit too. When somebody dies on these sets, bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, I think he's lying. I don't doubt that somebody actually died on this set. Not even because it's like too dangerous, but people die on movie sets very often. Like people die, the actors, the stuntmen, all these motherfuckers be dying. On a show like this, I 1000% wouldn't doubt that somebody fucking dies. Like, it would surprise me if somebody didn't die. He's telling the truth, honestly. And that's another thing is like, that's what I was saying. Like these shows are not like no Grey's Anatomy, no Family Guys, no Rick and Morty's, no Snowfall, like where you could just kind of keep egging it on and on and on and on and on for 3 decades and shit. Cause it's only so much shit you can make a motherfucker do before it turns into another show. At that point, it ain't even Fear Factor no more. It's Fear Factor Survival and shit like that. Like it's just gonna keep turning and turning into some more weird shit. You feel me? That's just how that's what I think.
Honestly, 100%.
I'm pretty sure somebody died.
Got lucky.
Although Joe could see the writing on the wall, old habits die hard. In the summer of 2011, Fear Factor filmed an episode that would go on to become the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah, lucky if the media hadn't heard about it and you wouldn't know. Honestly, that's the thing. I feel like that's why we don't know. It's because it did happen and they just kept that shit low key. I mean, you know, a lot of motherfuckers, they sign NDAs or they fucking, what the fuck is this caption? What the 2 sets of twins had to drink an entire jug of donkey semen and urine in order to make...
Entire jug of donkey semen and urine in order to make it to the next round. Now, I obviously can't...
Y'all would have had to kill me. I don't give a fuck how much money is that. And I'm pretty sure at the time it was still 50 bands. A jug of donkey semen and urine. This show should have been canceled that fucking day. If anybody drunk that shit, them twins are some fucking tweakers. You better been the most fucking, I don't give a fuck if you was homeless, nigga. You better not do that shit. Horse donkey semen? How many fucking donkeys did they had to fucking beat off to get a whole fucking jug? How many? How many? How many donkeys did y'all beat off? How did y'all get that much? A whole jug? That's fucking crazy. Yeah, they got
show
it.
you the clip of the juice drinking in
They
this
fucking got
video, but it is on YouTube. So for any of you curious
I'm not going to
freaks
watch
out
that.
there, go watch that.
I'm not finna go watch that. That's some insane shit, bro. I'm gonna go watch it. I'm gonna go watch it.
Today, we're gonna offer the Fear Factor juice stand. And this is what we'll be serving. Donkey semen.
Y'all see how thick it is?
And urine.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
You and your twin will be playing horseshoes. You'll stand on this line and you will throw your horseshoe towards that pin. Whatever number it lands on will represent the amount you will have to drink.
Yummy.
Watch out!
Ooh, 24 ounces of donkey semen.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Oh,
yes.
Oh my God.
30 ounces of urine. Go.
She's a real eater. She's a real eater.
God, you're burping it up.
Just for the
You're
girls,
burping
just
it
for
up.
the girls.
Oh, you can't do it.
Hey, no bullshit. Money was never that serious. This is worse than selling your fucking soul. I'd rather you walk up to me and be like, gang, I just sold my soul for $1 million, nigga. You're drinking donkey semen, and donkey urine for 50 bands. You could go sell some pussy and get more than that. Donkey semen? What the fuck? Gee.
You can't do it.
Bryn's almost done.
Just walk right now.
Done. Bryn's done. Bryn's done.
Oh, gee, I ain't gonna lie. I gotta get off this shit. My stomach dead ass hurting, bro.
The episode
Nah.
was banned to be released.
No, I ain't gonna lie, folks. Just watching her drink that donkey. Nah, my stomach hurt. Oh. A whole jug, bro. Not no little shit. Big shit. Big ass jug. Donkey semen. This is what we doing now?
The following year. However, a few days before its scheduled release, a TMZ article was published which shows set photos of the soon-to-be televised juice drinking. Sources to TMZ
Ew, that
also
shit's
stated
made my
that multiple
stomach hurt,
execs had
bro.
multiple powwows in the months before the stunt was shot. To avoid even more scrutiny, NBC refused to air the episode and reinforced perceptions that the show had gone
I would fucking hope if y'all could sit there and air an episode of somebody eating fucking or drinking donkey nut. I think the whole network has to go. The creators have to go. The creators have to go. Nigga, everybody has to go, bro. That was some of the most absurd shit I've ever, like, fuck no.
too far.
That is
Yeah.
What are you
disgusting.
talking
A
about?
jug of cum.
Who made it?
Donkey.
Or like from Joe Rogan.
Donkey. Yeah, my own cum. Took me a year to fill up everyone's stein.
And
yeah.
that-
they
and
put
sorry,
a
that-
cattle prod up a donkey's asshole.
Yeah.
And they would come like zap them in the old testes, and they just shoot.
Stig what up a what?
Donkey. Yeah, my own cum. Took me a year to fill up everyone's stein.
And
yeah.
that- and
they
sorry,
put a
that-
cattle prod up a donkey's asshole.
Yeah.
And they would come like zap them in the old
Is
testes.
that not
and they just
fucking
shoot buckets.
outrageous, bro?
Yeah.
You sticks up a fucking donkey butt, and that's just
And
the
they played
norm.
horseshoes. So they played horseshoes, and you could never win. Even if you made like a ringer and you like made you would have to drink 1 ounce. But if you fucked up, you were drinking like 10, 11, 12 ounces. Those are jugs.
The American Donkey and Mule Society was
I ain't gonna lie,
furious
I don't
about
know how the
challenge,
fuck y'all
with the
approve something
president
like that.
stating, "We don't condone the use of animals in such a manner. We feel this is a negative event and was not well thought out by producers." Apparently, one source within the donkey community suggested that no one should try the stunt at home because the long-term effects of drinking donkey sperm are unknown. One of the twin girls who was featured in the segment
What if this bitch got pregnant by a donkey? I know it ain't possible, but what if this bitch got pregnant by a donkey, bruh? What?
described what the experience was like.
That's crazy to say. That was a retarded thing to say. But
TMZ
still.
has had this picture, which I hope you guys have seen, of the glass of donkey semen and the glass of donkey urine up on the website. Is that the actual glass that you guys were given?
Yeah, you can times that by 2. We just kept thinking it's beer and pina colada or apple juice.
Oh, guess who's never having a pina colada again?
And I'm looking at it right now. I would imagine that even if I psyched myself out to think pina colada, the smell is probably putrid.
Oh, and the worst part, it was sitting out all day.
Oh.
Drinking.
They had these niggas drinking hot, 100-degree, 150-degree donkey semen. Why? I'm be honest, bro. I gotta do my little rant at the
They
end.
were boiling as going down, so you can imagine the smell is like even worse sitting outside. You got 15 minutes, and if you vomited, you would have to start over.
Start over.
What I ended up doing was just vomited in my glass and just drank that.
Oh, man.
So now you got
What
vomit
is
and
worse than
donkey
being on
nut.
TV drinking donkey semen, or not being on TV after drinking donkey semen? Drinking the donkey semen and still not winning anything. Despite some strong early numbers, the reboot failed to maintain its momentum. Ratings dropped after a few episodes, and the donkey episode was the final kick in the bollocks. So in
Hell
May
yeah.
2012, Fear Factor was officially cancelled. This time, apparently for good. That was until MTV executives
They
sat in
brought
a
another
boardroom
fucking
in
show.
2017 and said, let's bring back Fear
I'm pretty sure they buyout didn't change because the buyout was original. Like the prize was $50,000. I'm pretty sure they didn't change it when they brought him back because I don't remember them saying it was. He didn't say nothing about it being a
Factor,
difference.
but make it for Gen Z. Enter actor and rapper Ludacris. Luda took over hosting duties for a different iteration of Fear Factor, bringing a different energy, less mocking and more motivational. The show had a lighter tone, with challenges remaining intense but slightly less grotesque. Though it saw moderate success on cable TV, the MTV reboot lacked the cultural impact of the original. After 2 seasons and 33 episodes,
Okay, I do remember that.
MTV
I do
quietly
remember
cancelled
that.
the show in 2018. Critics noticed that the show's edge had been dulled, and that what once shocked audiences.
There's nothing else you can do. There's literally nothing else you could do in these fucking. There's nothing else you could do on this show. Like, you know how creative you have to be there and sit there and be like, hey man, go drink that donkey semen. What? You know how disgusting you have to be?
Now seem quaint in an era of viral TikToks, YouTube challenges, and 24/7 reality content. Fear Factor was not a good show, let's be honest. It was
No.
deranged, irresponsible,
No.
and probably unethical to a degree. But it was perfect for its time. It captured a moment when TV was shifting, when reality meant more than fiction, when networks were willing to throw humans at the worst instincts for the sake of ratings. Through 2 revivals and 3 cancellations, it tried to reinvent itself, but the world moved on. While it may no longer be shock or a thrill in the way it once did, Fear Factor remains a significant piece of television history, a pioneer in the realm of extreme reality programming, and a launchpad for one of modern media's most influential personalities. Thank you so much for watching.
I'ma just keep it a bean with you, gang. Honestly, bro, if it wasn't for $1 million, bro, I don't see no reason to do any of this shit. And I'm gonna be reasonable, bro. Even $1 million is not worth drinking some hot ass horse nut. It's not. It's not. I'm sorry, it's not. At that point, I feel like drinking some donkey semen that's been sitting and urine that's been sitting out all day, that's worse than selling your fucking soul. You may as well had sold your fucking soul if you was gonna do some shit like that. There's just dead ass no reason in the world to have wanted to sit there and drink some donkey semen. I just don't see what you could have gotten out of that shit that was just that fucking necessary. Dead ass. What's 50? That's not even a nice ass. It's a decent car nowadays. You're not even getting a luxury car with 50 bands. Come on, man. That shit's nasty.